This video will discuss ick eradication versus ick management, and to a greater extent I will share all disease management techniques that I am aware of. Although I now promote quarantine heavily, I employed ick management for over 30 years. I hope you will enjoy and learn from this presentation.
When speaking of ick eradication versus ick management, we're really talking about all diseases, since marine ick is not the only pathogen that can infect a display tank. There are velvet, flukes, Brooklinella, Uranema, Trichodina, tubularians, and many other diseases to take into consideration. So you need a strategy to keep these diseases out through proper quarantine or a method for managing diseases in a display tank environment. It is important to remember that there is no perfect answer here. Each way of doing things has its pros and cons, and sometimes a new hobbyist has to experiment with both approaches before settling on the one that works best for them. Eradication. Simply put, this means doing everything possible to keep diseases out of your display tank. That can only be accomplished by utilizing a strict quarantine protocol for fish, corals, and inverts, as we have outlined in previous videos. It is very important to quarantine each and every animal, including your very first one, if you wish to avoid ick, velvet, and other diseases in your display tank. Management. This method involves just managing the presence of diseases instead of eradicating them. You know you have ick, velvet, etc. in your tank, or are willing to risk it by foregoing quarantine. The key to success is keeping the overall number of parasites down while simultaneously boosting the fish's immune systems to deal with the parasites that do survive.
Disease eradication versus disease management. Which to choose? Eradication. Once introduced by an infected specimen, and so long as there are always fish to feed upon, marine ick and other parasites can survive in your tank almost indefinitely. The only way to get them out is to starve them out by going fishless for 6 weeks. The parasites continuously feed on fish, which does damage and can even kill them. I personally chose disease eradication because I got tired of disease management being a part of my aquarium husbandry. There's enough to do in a reef aquarium on a daily basis without adding battlefish parasites to the list. Why choose management? Let's face it, quarantine sucks. Finding this perfect, beautiful fish and then having to put it in a bare-bottom quarantine tank is a major buzzkill. And let's not forget the time and cost involved in setting up and maintaining a quarantine tank, or even multiples. Quarantine does zap some of the thrill out of this hobby. Just remember, disease management is more of a learn-as-you-go process, which is why experienced hobbyists often fare better than newbies. There is also some anecdotal evidence that mature aquariums afford the fish better protection from diseases than newly set up ones.
How to eradicate diseases via proper quarantine. Listed here are 5 quarantine strategies that can be used to either identify or treat most diseases. These are just brief descriptions, and more detailed information can be found in links in the comment section. Strategy 1. Observational quarantine with black mollies used to aid with disease detection. Strategy 2. Therapeutic copper for 30 days, followed by deworming with praziquantel. Strategy 3. Therapeutic chloroquine for 14 days, transfer the fish into a new tank, and then deworm with praziquantel. Strategy 4. Hybrid tank transfer method. Strategy 5. Hyposalinity, osmotic shock therapy for 30 days.
How to keep parasites under control. Option 1, a UV sterilizer. While a UV sterilizer may never siphon out all the free-swimming parasites, it oftentimes eliminates enough of them to keep the parasite population sublethal. A UV is also very effective at reducing harmful bacteria, viruses, and algae spores in the water column. Another option is a pool-grade diatom filter plumbed directly into your system. This is much more effective than a canister-type diatom filter. The concept is basically the same as running a UV. The diatom filter siphons out free-swimming parasites and bacteria and traps them in the diatomaceous earth media. Option 3 is ozone, which oxidizes organic material in the membranes of bacteria, viruses, and parasites. This weakens, ruptures, and kills their cells, thus eliminating them. Option 4 is hydrogen peroxide. Many reefers dose hydrogen peroxide to help control nuisance algae, but did you know that peroxide also oxidizes parasites? Running a UV in conjunction with peroxide dosing makes the treatment more effective. Number 5. There is some anecdotal evidence that setting up a tank with all live rock instead of dry rock supplies natural predators of parasites and other fish pathogens that would otherwise take years to build up.
How to boost a fish's natural immune system. Here are 5 immune boosting strategies. Strategy 1. Proper nutrition is very important. A fish's gut microbiota is what fuels the natural immune system. Strategy 2. Feed live foods, for example, copepods, blackworms, whiteworms, and baby brine shrimp. Strategy 3. Seafood, even frozen, contains live bacteria which boost the gut microbiota. Examples include clams, mussels, oysters, scallops, whitefish, mysis shrimp, calanus, and rotifers. Strategy 4. Lace the fish food with probiotics, vitamins, amino acids, and beta-glucan to give the immune system an additional boost. Strategy 5. An oxidator can be employed to provide additional oxygen in the water to help aid fish that are being afflicted by parasites inside the gills.
Thank you for watching this video. See links in the comments section for more detailed information, and join us on my forum for all reef aquarium related discussion.